Okay, this is a demonstration video to show you how to add some color to your self-portrait with colored pencils. These are special colored pencils called watercolor, Crayola watercolor colored pencils. There are lots of different brands. Crayola is just the one that I choose for the class. Now, I've got my face drawn here for the most part. I can add a few things in the background like I've asked you guys to do. Somebody said they liked food, maybe a taco here. Meat in there, some of the lettuce. Okay, maybe someone likes YouTube. So you put the YouTube logo here. Maybe something that you like is a basketball. Maybe you like to play or watch basketball, so you can add a basketball down in the corner there. Okay, so got some things here for me to go ahead and start adding color to. So I'll start right here with the YouTube logo just so you can see what I'm doing. It works just like a colored pencil to start. Okay, I can color in if I want to, but if I get tired of coloring or I want to change it up a little bit, I can use the lead like watercolor, spread around like paint if you get it wet. So take my brush with a little bit of water, paint this here, and I can actually extend it out. I grab that with my brush, I can paint with it. Okay, and this is a watercolor. Thing here, and I've never professed to be a painter in my own right. There are other art teachers who are better at this painting thing than I am, but I think that when it comes to doing stuff like this, I'm pretty serviceable. So the paint is nice so you don't have to fill in the entire thing with the colored pencil. I know that gets kind of tedious when you're using a colored pencil, so the water is another option for you. You can wait after this dries, and I'll come back to this in a minute here once it's had a chance to dry, and you can use the colored pencil over the painted area again to add some more detail, some more shading, that sort of thing. On the face, and one of the things you guys are going to ask me, how do I do a skin tone? Everybody in this room has a slightly different skin tone. I see kind of tan, I see kind of a darker black skin tone, I see a middle black skin tone, I see white skin tone, I see all kinds of different colors of skin tone. The way you do this with skin tone, okay, is you're going to decide what is the base color of my skin tone. So I have 3 different colors here that will help you decide. Some of us have more of an under kind of orangish skin tone. There's very few of us though, so that one's pretty much out. You're going to decide if you're more of a yellow skin tone. This is if you're kind of more of a white person. Yellow is going to be like your undertone. You're going to add some brown overlayering it to kind of give it a little bit more of a darker tone. If you are black, you're going to use more of a brown skin tone. And then you're going to layer it over with a little bit of yellow, maybe even a tint or a hint of another color, just to give it some difference, because you want to show the tonality, the shading within your skin tone. Okay, so this is a tricky kind of thing to do. You've already got some shading hopefully laid out on your face, so that kind of helps you know where the darker spots are. So you're going to want to look into the face and start to decide. So I'll do kind of a blacker skin tone over here and then a whiter skin tone over here on the forehead so you can see the difference. Okay, so I'll start with this brown. I'm just going to go right along the hairline here. Just lay down a little layer of the color. Okay, and I'm going to overlay it with just a slight bit of yellow here. I'm not going to go all over with the yellow real dark, just a little slight yellow. Okay, so that gives it kind of a layered effect. And then I'm going to take the water, and when I spread those two together and kind of try to even that tone, that skin tone out, those yellow and the brown are going to mix together to make that nice nice kind of chocolate color that I need. Okay, and you see when I do with the water, it does get a little bit lighter. Okay, and I can pull that down into other parts of the face as well. Come around the eye here. So it really does become kind of painting at this point. Okay, and this is a first layer, so you see it gets lighter as I go down the face, and I'm adding these things here. So I'm going to add some so I can add, after it dries, I can add more color and then add a sort of a dry brush. I don't want to go too dark, too wet with the brush. If you get too much water into the watercolor brush, it's going to there's lots of shading around the eyes. You want to capture that. Okay, so that is kind of your darker skin tones. If you want to do, if you're a lighter skin tone, you're going to start with more of the yellow. So I'll do that here. Start with more of the yellow here. Maybe layer some around the eyes, around the underside of the eyebrow here, on the side of the nose over here. So just kind of scribble it around in the areas where the shading is a little darker. And then you're going to add just a few streaks here and there with the brown. Maybe add a little more yellow through here. Okay, so you see I've got kind of this scribbled look on there. Okay, and then I'm going to take the water, and you may like the way that looks. That's fine. If you want to leave it like that, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but I'm going to blend these colors together to see what happens. Now my face is looking pretty okay. Okay, so that's fairly, I don't know, maybe on the yellow side, so I might need to lighten that up. I might want to add a little bit more of a white. It's very difficult to get kind of a peachish color, a tannish color. You may want to layer a little bit of orange and white, see what happens. Okay, so I'm laying the orange and the white, and it's getting a nice little skin tone kind of color there. So if you want more of that peachish color, maybe layer that orange and that white there. I wouldn't do the yellow and the brown that makes your kind of yellows your face out. Now you can use other colors in your face. You can layer opposite colors. If you want your face to be a non-traditional color, maybe you want your face to represent an emotion that you're feeling lately, or you've kind of felt this year overall. Maybe you're feeling angry this year for some reason, so you maybe do some red tones in your face. So the colors can really reflect emotions and bring that another aspect to this as well. A little bit of black for the hair here. Alright, so again, if you have a darker skin tone, black with the yellow layered a little bit in there, and that'll make it kind of nice, or brown, sorry, with the yellow layered in there, and make it kind of nice. And you can layer those colors up, let one layer dry before you add another layer. And if you have a white skin tone, I would do the orange with the white rather than the yellow, because the yellow kind of, I don't know, it looks a little funny. I don't really like it too much. So what I did with the yellow, do with the orange and the white instead, and that'll give you that skin tone that you're looking for.